Scrappy people, it's Traci Reed here today, coming at you with Sketchy Sunday number 6. And today I'm going to be working with my Time to Thrive collection, which I released last weekend. It's a beautiful collection based on mental health and body positivity and taking care of yourself. And I'm going to be using these 3 papers. And I chose these 3 papers because I'm going to be using both of these cards that I have here. And one is black and white and has that blue background behind some of the words, and the other one is that multicolored heart. And I wanted the spread to match the cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down a strip of that beautiful rainbow watercolor paper, and I'm going to adhere it to the outside edge of this black and white heart paper. And that is the side that I'm actually going to put the mental health card on that has the blue lettering. And then on the opposite side, I chose that blue paper to match the mental health card, and I'm going to put the multicolored card on that side. That way, the multicolored prints are on both sides of the spread, and as well as the blue. And then I also have the black and white going on as a base. So I'm going to take some of these 4x6 patterned cards from the collection, and I'm going to use one to back that multicolored card. I'm thinking I'm going to go with the light pink color, and I decide that maybe I'm going to back my photo with the multicolored heart, but once I end up doing that, I don't love the way that it looks, and so I end up taking it up. And I'm just going to back the 3x4 card in the pink. Yep, I think that's about right. Kind of looking at it going, yeah, I think I like that. I wanted there to be a little bit of a delineation between the background and the card, but not something that would take away from the color scheme that I chose itself. So this light pink, blush pink, is nice and neutral for that purpose. So I'm just creating a slight border around the card so that I can put it down. And you can see I kind of liked the idea of having the hearts on both sides, but it didn't work out the way that I expected once I stuck it down, and I didn't love the way that it looked behind that photo specifically too. It just was too busy. You can see that on the sketch in the top left hand corner, there's a place for 2 3x4 cards and a 3x3 photo, so that's the kind of the size that I'm going with here. And then I'm going to take some of the embellishments from the collection, and I'm going to add lots of florals around because you know I love a good floral. I'm trying to decide if I maybe want a different color backing this photo, and I thought about it, but I decided to just leave it as it is. I almost thought of just having like a little half matte here, but no. Just gonna leave it as it is. I don't have to matte everything all the time, even though I always want to. I'm offsetting these photos a little bit like it is in the sketch so that they're not like stacked up on top of each other. It just creates a little bit more of a, not a balance, what is the word I'm looking for? It just creates a little bit more visual interest than if they were stacked up on top of each other vertically. I like giving myself a place to anchor embellishments too. Like you can see, I am anchoring these embellishments that I'm trying out in the places where the 2 cards are offset. It gives you like a nice little grounding point. I'm going to use this journal spot as a place for a little bit of journaling. I'm really big on journaling about my mental health and my state of mind, so I don't need to have a huge amount of journaling on this page because I talk about it often. And I think the cards kind of speak for themselves. The one with the hearts in the background is kind of my whole philosophy on body positivity and mental health and movement and that sort of thing. So since it's already my words, I didn't feel the need to add too much more journaling. But I do love these butterflies. Fun fact, my second tattoo ever was a butterfly on the back of my shoulder. Still very important and meaningful to me, so I often include butterflies in my design and in my scrapbooking, so I love incorporating them when I can, especially in this sort of transfer or transformation sort of spread. So I have a few different journal spots, or not journal, but word bits that I want to include here. I'm not quite sure which way I'm going to go yet. I know that I can't stick the blue on top of the blue, so I thought maybe of putting the seek piece on the other hand, or on the other side, on the other side, but I end up not using it. Trying to keep it a little bit more simple, not too many words. I already have 2 cards that have lots of words on them, so I don't need too much going on. Just using a little glue stick that I got in one of my Cocoa Daisy kits and found recently when I cleaned out my craft stash. And I'm just using that to adhere down these butterflies and florals. I end up angling 3 of my butterflies the same way, and it's sort of, I didn't notice when I put them down, but it sort of bothers me now that they're all kind of angled the same way. I like to have them all sort of angled different ways so that they look like they're flying around the page. So if you're going to use butterflies, make sure you're cognizant of which way your butterfly is flying. I forgot that I needed to put in my holes for my traveler's notebook here, and I wanted to make sure that I did that before I put down anything else so that I wouldn't put holes through anything important. I'm okay with the holes going through like the edges of cards and things like that, but I don't want my holes to go through any words, so I'm just making sure that I get those holes punched before I put down anything else. You can see that there are holes punched in the edge of that mental health card. No big deal, as long as there's no holes through words. I'm going to put down a few more florals. I kind of want everything to be framed by the florals, kind of like the butterflies as well, almost like the florals are flying around with the butterflies, I guess. It just leads to a nice anchored feeling with the spread and makes it so that, you know, these butterflies just aren't just random on the page. So I'm going to put this pink one down here. I initially had it underneath that pink word bit, but that didn't work out, so I'm going to put the blue one down instead. You can see that those 2 are angled the same way, and then this one ends up being angled the same way, which bugs me, but I didn't notice at the time. To fix that problem, all I would have had to have done was angle the blue one a different direction, and then it wouldn't have been nearly as noticeable, but no big deal. It is what it is. Just need a couple more florals here. I accidentally ripped that yellow leaf there. Gotta be careful. We'll put one up at the top, sort of covering a lot of this green space in this photo because I had a lot of extra space. Thought about adding this up here, but it was too much. It didn't work out so well. Thinking about adding a different one. No, I'm going to leave it the way that it is. Last thing I'm going to do is add in all of these little glue, or these little dots. Now, these dots are actually the insides of the tags that were cut out when my silhouette cut out all of the tags in this collection, and I thought I would use them as sort of confetti embellishments instead of just throwing them away, and it works out pretty well. You can use enamel dots for this sketch, or, you know, basically anything round and confetti-like to finish off the sketch. So I'm going to leave a link to the Time to Thrive collection and the sketch blog posts in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well, and I will see you next time. All right, thank you.